think one of the best pieces of advice I've ever gotten, and it took a little while for it to sink in, was somebody once told me, keep your eyes on your own page. Meaning, you're going to feel a lot of pressure in this business to kind of compare yourself to others. And like there's a lot of competition, but in my experience, getting yourself away from that mindset will help you so much, because it really, I mean, yes, it is kind of a competition, but it's not really at all.
I'm Dani and I play Gel.
Where does your accent come from? Did you have to build it, or are you actually Czech?
I'm not Czech, I'm from England. I built it myself when I was auditioning. I just did there's many clips online, dialect websites and YouTube and all that, and I kind of went for it myself. Not sure how well I hit the nail on the head, but then once we started rehearsals, we had a dialect coach, and it all sort of fell into place. So there was a lot of help once we got here. So. Mm-hmm.
If you looked at your left hand one time while you were singing, you didn't get a call back. He wanted, you could look at your right hand for thinking, if you looked at your left hand, you did not get a call back, because he wanted it to look like, and this is a quote, that you've been sleeping with that guitar in your bed for 20 years. And he didn't want it to look like a bunch of actors playing instruments. He wanted musicians. And we didn't know that going in, but thank God I didn't look. God.
I'm Aaron Quintana, and I'm the Associate Company Manager for Quintana.
And you went to which high school?
And I went to Westminster High School. So we travel, sometimes every week. Sometimes we get to be places like here for 2 weeks. But I book our travel from city to city. We do our hotels. When these guys all got hired, we dealt with their contracts and making sure that they were all good. We deal with the contracts for New York into Denver Center, making sure that everything is copacetic between the two, and making sure that all of the rules are being followed.
So you guys are talking about how you're traveling. It's a traveling show. We're not used to that. Mm-hmm. So how does that travel aspect change how you do the show, and specifically how is Denver treating you, Thin Air?
Mm-hmm. For example, our guy Stuart was just last night. He was I don't know. He seemed better tonight, but he was clearly
laboring a bit.
Had to adjust. And the string, some of the instruments have a harder time holding too.
Yeah, I think the biggest thing with the traveling, I mean, we've definitely felt a difference with the altitude in Denver, but when we've traveled from cold climates to really warm climates, because all the instruments are, wood, and everything is expanding and contracting, and when we came from Boston to North Carolina and down to Florida, those first few shows in Florida were mayhem. Like everything.
My instrument fell apart.
Just
literally.
The facing of the cello exploded.
You should wake up every single day knowing what your goals are and knowing where you want to get to, and keep working harder than everybody else, and work harder than you've ever worked in your life, and keep being positive and being kind to people. And if you continue to work on your abilities and your talent, then you will be successful. You might not be on Broadway, but you will find a happy, successful life somewhere in the arts if you do that every day.
Well, thank you guys.